what's poppin'? It's your boy Gifted Barber, aka GB. This video we about to do the flawless connection method. So shout out to 360 Jeezy. So I'm gonna be walking you guys through how to do it. Alright, so to start it off, we're gonna go with the grain. We're gonna So if I wanted to brush it this way, I'll brush it that way, but I also got to make sure I fix it and bring it back to the... Basically gonna help me move any trouble areas that I'm working on, any areas that's crashing. I'm able to move those areas and try to manipulate those areas. We're gonna go with the pattern, not with the grain, not with the grain yet. This is with the grain, this is with the pattern. You don't want to do this with a brush. This is only a combing method. You just want to detangle your hair. You don't want any forks to lock in. So this is what that method is best for. So basically I'm just confusing my hair to go where I want it. Manipulating it, moving it in certain directions. And then the hard brush will just lay it down. So it's basically just training my hair to go wherever I need it. The hard brush is going gonna train the new growth, it's gonna lay your hair back down. But the flawless connection method is gonna give you a visual. It's gonna help you break forks. It's gonna help you detangle the fork or whatever area that's crashing on your hair. I usually go with a hard brush right after, just to make sure I get everything back in place. This method is definitely one of the best methods that helped me break forks. So I wanted to show you guys how I do this method. Again, now I'm just section brushing, making sure I hit all my angles correctly. Because the fork really isn't gonna break with just the flawless connection method. You have to correct your brushing angles. Whatever angles that you hit to create a fork, you're gonna have to go back and fix those angles. So guys, don't just depend on the flawless connection method to break a fork. Make sure you're depending on your brushing angles. Try to record yourself brushing. Make sure you're not hitting areas that you're not supposed to. So as you see, if I'm brushing this angle right here, I don't want to touch none of this hair right here. I'm only focused on this angle, these hairs in that area. Then I'll come above it, and then I'll brush those top hairs. I'm never overlapping. I'm never pulling this area front. I'm pulling this down, and then I'll come back here and I'll brush this area front. If I gotta brush my top waves, I'll brush my top waves without touching this area again. Basically, if you overlap in any areas, that's what's gonna create some forks. So make sure you're not overlapping those areas. Make sure you're not rushing too fast. Make sure you're actually looking at the hair. You're looking at the bristles. Pull the hair. So as you see, we got a nice lay. I'm gonna show you guys the flawless connection method one more time. Alright, so now that we brushed it back down, we're gonna do the same thing. Now that we brushed everything back down, we're gonna comb with the pattern, not with the grain. This is with the grain. I want to comb with the pattern. So we're gonna start each side. We're just gonna work on these connections. Gonna basically show you where your connections want to line up at. It definitely helps out. Now again, if you have a lot of forks, or if you have a specific fork you're working on, you can just attack that area and then comb it back down. Just to confuse that area, attack that area and then comb it back down. It's basically manipulating your hair. That's how I attacked every fork on this pattern. And as you see, these forks are damn near gone. So you want to do this for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then you can even rag up or Ziploc bag, or however you want to rag up. But usually after this, I Ziploc bag.